How do you solve an absolute value equation when there's an absolute value on both sides of the equation? It's going to be very similar to how we solve the others. They are isolated. We have one on each side. And what we're going to do is we're going to solve for the original equation that you see, minus the absolute value bars. So we're going to do 2x minus 3 equals x minus 9. And now we're going to also solve for the opposite of this. So we're going to also solve for 2x minus 3 equals the opposite of x minus 9. So let's start with our easy equation. We're going to combine like terms, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and I'm going to get x minus 3 is definitely equal to negative 9. And then I am going to add 3 to both sides, and I'm going to end up with x is equal to a negative 6. Well, that's one possibility. But now we have to solve for, well, what is the other possibility? Is there another version that will work? So we're going to start here, and we're going to say 2x minus 3 is equal to, and you must distribute that negative. It's the opposite. It's negative x plus 9. So now solve this equation. So I am going to add x to both sides so I can keep my numbers positive. And I get 3x's total minus 3 is equal to 9. Well, when I add 3 to both sides, I'm going to get 3x equals 12. So if you divide by 3 times what is 12? You get 4. Now we should check if we have an extraneous answer. But when you have absolute value on both sides, you shouldn't get an extraneous answer. If I plug in 4, I get 8 minus 3, which is 5. 4 minus 9, negative 5. Well, does the absolute value of 5 equal the absolute value of negative 5? Yes, so it worked. Now, if we let's erase all that. Let's try plugging in negative 6. And let's change our color to make it a little easier to see. If I plug in negative 6, I'm going to get negative 12 minus 3, which is a total of negative 15. Is the absolute value of that equal to negative 6 minus 9? That's negative 15 also. So it still works. You shouldn't get an extraneous answer when you have absolute value on both sides of the equal sign. Now, I'm going to try, as this is the first time I'm using Doceri, let me delete everything here, clear this entire slide, all the strokes. Let's try another problem. Now, you can hit pause, and you're going to see if your answer comes out correctly. But we're going to try 5 minus 8x is equal to the absolute value of 2x plus 25. Let's try that. So if you're not sure what to do, pause at any time and try it out and come back, or just watch this all the way through. We'll do a third problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and solve 5 minus 8x is equal to 2x plus 25. And I'm going to solve for its opposite. I'm going to solve for 5 minus 8x is equal to the opposite of 2x plus 25. And I will trim the font on this. Okay, now that we've trimmed the size on this pen so that it's going to be thinner, we can manage ourselves. Okay, so we're going to solve both these problems. I'm going to add my 8x to the other side just so that my x's will kind of stay positive. I'd prefer that. But you could bring the 2x over. 5 equals 10x plus 25. And so now I need to get the x's all alone, so I'm going to ditch the 25. And if I subtract 25 from both sides, I should get negative 20 is equal to 10x. Well, 10 times what is negative 20? If you divide both sides by 10, you can see the answer is negative 2. Well, let's find our other answer. What other answer will work? Well, we need to distribute. Again, when you're finding the opposite, we have to send that negative to both parts of it. So I'm going to have 5 minus 8x is equal to negative 2x minus 25. So now we're going to try this problem out. Let's see how this marker has turned out. We're going to, again, I'm going to add 8x to the other side. Oh, much better. And we're going to get 5 equals, now girls, this is positive 8 minus 2, or negative 2 plus 8. So it's going to be 6x. Be very careful with your signs, minus 25. We want to get the x all alone, so let's add 25 to both sides. And we get 30 is equal to 6x. Well, 6 times what is 30? 5. And that's how you do these problems. So I'm going to put one more problem up for you to try. And I'm not going to I'm not going to record the whole solution. I'm going to just draw the solution out so you can check it. So let's erase all these strokes, and let's write the new equation. We're going to write absolute value of 3x plus 5 is going to equal the absolute value of 4x plus 9. Hit pause, try this problem out, and check back in a few seconds to see what the answer is. And here's your solution. X should equal negative 4 and negative 2. And if you plug them both in, you'll get the absolute value of negative 7 equals absolute value of negative 7. So 7 equals 7. Or plug in the absolute value of negative 1 is equal to the absolute value of positive 1. Still works out. Make sure you feel comfortable with these, and then try out your take-home portion of the test.